Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 122 here on season number 2. And today we are looking into Alaska Airlines. So these videos are meant for educational purposes only and not meant to be taken as financial advice. You're responsible for your assets and to properly protect them. So always do your own research. So in case you didn't know, ALK or Alaskan Air set a 52-week low earlier this week. Actually, I think it was like yesterday or something like that. So I figured what better time than to look at Alaskan Air. So in regards to ALK, we're going to be looking at, is it good long term? Are they currently undervalued? Will they be good maybe into the future? And then lastly, are they just a good company in general? So during this in-depth look, we're going to be looking at the financial statements and also the 10K form. I plan on releasing one of these videos every single Tuesday, even though this will be Wednesday. So if you have a company that you would like me to check out, feel free to post it down below and I will try my best to get to it. As far as stocks goes with this company, I do not own any shares and I do not plan on buying any shares of this stock moving forward into the future. Let's go ahead and take a look. So on the screen here, this is ALK. This is my spreadsheet that I process everything. Do I understand it? Maybe a little bit. Not so much. It's a weird kind of company, and they also just had a merger with Virgin America. What kind of product and service do they offer? They offer a service. Obviously, they offer air flights and travel. Customer is people who's looking to travel. Industry, I wasn't really sure of where to put them. Corporation, company. Their geography is pretty much most of North America. However, they do service around the world also, but main focus is North America. That's basically United States, Canada, and Mexico. And then their status, I said they're one of the top passenger airline companies, especially out here on the West Coast. Next, I wanted to look at, has it been good in the past? And for me, that's a negative ghostwriter. Here's why. The return on capital employed, yeah, they've been crushing it. However, it's been starting to drop. So I wonder if that's because they did purchase Virgin America. However, their free cash flow return on capital employed is not above 10-11% where I would like to see it at. And then their growth in operating income per fully diluted share starts to drop off significantly as you move into 2017 year. Next up, are they good into the future? Well, as far as the consumer base, is it likely to consolidate? I said probably not. So yes, it is unlikely to consolidate. As far as their supplier, I said I'm unsure. And that was because I didn't really, like the 10K didn't really make a whole lot of sense in regards to that, especially in my reading. So if it made sense for you, please let me know. Next, bargaining power of customer. I said backward integration, which would be basically a customer starting up an airline company. I said probably not. And the switching cost would be very little to switch from a Alaskan Airlines to maybe a Southwest or a Delta or whatever it may be. Bargaining power of the supplier forward integration is possible. I mean, they do supply them with airplanes and that kind of thing. However, I think it's highly unlikely. And then switching costs, I said, would be very little, also because there's other companies that would buy the same airplanes from them. A threat of substitute is extremely high. For a direct substitute, doing without, I said, is very low. People need to travel. They travel for family purposes, for business, and just for leisure in general. And so I said that would be very low for them to do without. Anyways, wholly different. I said maybe a medium. You could probably take the train or, like I said, take a car, but you're not going to just like do without traveling. So something wholly different could potentially get into that substitute market. And then the threat of new entrances into that market, I said, is very, very low just because the cost is so high. So they would really, really need a lot of funds and capital to launch a airline company. And then, do they have any moat identification? Government, I said yes, because you do got to have permits and all that kind of stuff that goes around flying and dealing with the FCC. The FCC, I think, is like the Federal Communications Committee or something. I don't. Anyways, the Air Flight Committee, government agency thing. And then also their network. They do have a very, very, very good network. They do have also partners with people that are outside the country, airline companies that are outside the country. So I think it's extremely good for that reason. And then as far as cost, no, they have pretty much the same competitive costs as anybody else. Brand, they might have a little bit of brand, like in their 10K said, they pretty much are the West Coast flight of choice. Switching costs, no. Ingredients, and I said no. Are they inexpensive? Which is, I mean, come on, that's the real question, right? So our targets are 8733, and as you can tell in here, they got a market cap over free cash flow of 13, and then the enterprise value over operating income of 6, which is below our target, which is what we like to see. Market cap to book value and market cap to tangible book value is a 2 and a 2. So based upon these three numbers, it could potentially be inexpensive. Based upon market cap over free cash flow, it's not the most inexpensive stock. So for me, this is not something that I am looking into buying, like I said earlier. However, I do think that there could be a potential for growth here because they just recently did merge with Virgin America. And in their 10K, they do talk a lot about how the integration of Virgin America combined with Alaskan Airlines is going. And actually right now they don't use the same system for flights, and they're working on it, and they should have that rolled out within the year. And they just made some big moves to actually like combine both of those companies under the like flight committee. So now they're being listed as like one company instead of two separate entities, which definitely helps out a ton. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and do your own research. I'm sure that there's other people out there that are solely buy on Alaskan Airlines, and I'm sure that they have reasons why they're looking to buy. So again, I would just make sure that you do your own research before you go and purchase or decide not to purchase Alaskan Airlines. Anyways, we'll go ahead and leave it right there. Let's jump to the question of the day, which is, what game have you spent the most hours playing? Well, if you're talking about recently, like really recently, pretty much I spent a lot of my time playing Fortnite, trying to get really, really good at it. I used to play a lot of StarCraft 2, and actually I still do play StarCraft 2. It's just right now I'm trying to get better at Fortnite because every single Friday night I run a live stream partnered with Gestures, who by the way has a pretty legit channel. And we run like a partnered live stream, and so I'm trying to get to the point where he doesn't have to carry me anymore. Like, he really has to carry me a lot. Anyways, like I always say, if you got any question regarding Stash, Acorns, Robinhood, M1 Finance, as well as general investing, business ethics coaching, post those questions down below. Don't forget to subscribe right up here and check out Scott's Miracle Grow company. Is it good? Check out the video right here. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.